Hey, hey, hey. Hi. We're outside. It's going to be a quick Motivational Monday, but I've missed the last two in March, and this is the last Monday of March, if you guys can believe it. So I thought I would come on here live and just say hello. So if you guys are joining now or later, please say hello because I love to greet you and just say hi. And when you just jump on and you don't say hello, then I don't know that you're on there. So I'm Jodi Gambini, founder of Connecting the Dots Coaching, financial coaching and consulting, and breakthrough coaching and life coaching. Hi, hello. Great to see you. If you give StreamYard permission, then I can see who is joining. But if not, I'll go back in later and say hello to you guys. So I'm outside right now, and I called this. I've only got 10 minutes before I have to get on my prayer training. So I wanted to just come out here because it's been kind of nonstop. So I am hoping you guys are having a great day. I thought I would just broadcast here. There's my big fruitless mulberry tree. It's got, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has got all the little, I can't change my camera here. So I'm going to try to show you really quick. Let me know where you're joining from. So this is really cool. Oh, it's thinking. The leaves. So that's what's really cool about this. It's called a fruitless mulberry tree. And I don't think I can show you because I don't want to grab them all. But if you guys can see way up here. Yeah, so the leaves are already coming. It's so funny. I love watching all the seasons and just how things happen because I feel like it just reminds me of life. And so like literally a month ago, ooh, I'm almost falling. Don't fall on your rocks. Oh my gosh. So these trees were completely just bare, nothing, right? And then you start to see these little nubs on all our trees, depending on the season of when they come in. Some are in different processes right now. And then all of a sudden, depending on the process, after the little nubs pop out, you'll start to see little things pop out and flowers pop out. So that's always really fun. But it's like every week between the rain and the sun, and we have had rain and cold. Right now it's a little cold. I'm actually a little chilly out here. And then the sunshine. So I called this sourdough starter, broken contact, and rainbow. And so I thought I would just share with you a couple of things that happened. So we'll go with the most challenging one first. So, or maybe I should share this because this is sometimes how it goes, like just how life goes, right? We just kind of roll with the punches. I don't know if anybody else has a life like mine, but I call it like the little special signs and wonders that God, sometimes I feel like He is bringing just for me as I'm actually seeing, we've got all kinds of clouds and a beautiful sun shining through it. So I it was about this time yesterday. It might have been a slight bit later, maybe by 10 minutes. And I came out to look at as the sun was starting to go down a little bit. And I came out to just look at it. And I feel like this is life because sometimes I know the word pivot and shift has been spoken by a lot of people, but the Lord's been really highlighting that for me. Okay, I just had I call them dingberries, but the little fruities. Let me try to grab one here. These are what are still falling off the tree. Then the leaves come through afterwards, but these make a massive mess. They're all over right now on the lawn, on my cement, on everything. It's like just like that. Woo! So anyway, but I feel like God talks to me in everything. And I know people are like, really, Jodi? But he really does. We just have to kind of open our eyes. And a lot of times it's subtle. Sometimes it sounds like your voice. Sometimes it's things when we slow down and we look. So here is what I got from yesterday. So I was all focused this direction, which you guys can't see, but if you follow me at all, you can see, I posted it. So I was all focused on this, and I turned around 180 degrees, and when I walked outside, this rainbow was not there. And I turned around because it started to rain a little on me, and I thought, oh gosh, but it was sunny. There wasn't even clouds on that side. And so I don't think I fully realized all the clouds that were over on this side behind me. And I turned around because I started to get some raindrops, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I might go inside. And I turned full 180, or what you'd call a pivot. So in basketball, a 180 turn is a pivot, which basically I would turn, and you're going to see my back. That's a pivot. That's what I did. And as I pivoted, we have never had a rainbow that's like literally right in front of our front yard. I mean, normally, sometimes it'll be way far away, or I'll have to drive my car and I can see it way off. But this was literally almost on our property line. It went over one of our neighbors and the other neighbor, and it was a full, it went all the way around. Matter of fact, I had to go, take a picture, and then I ran in and told Dan. It was so magnificent. It was so close up, and I had to run in, and I'm like, Dan, you've got to come out and see this. And if you see my video, you'll see that. I'm like, hey, Dan, it's right over here. And it had already started to cover a little bit, but then I captured the rest, and then all these birds were on the wire too. So it was just this amazing of nature. But greater than that, and rainbows, if you don't follow in the Bible, God brought a rainbow out after Noah and the ark and the flood, and he promised that he would never, pretty much take out the world again. And so it's God's promises fulfilled. Because if you follow the story in the ages of Noah, it was a really long time. So to me, you might see rainbows always remind me of God's promises and how he never fails. He always delivers his promises. So for me, there's been some things I'm standing for, and some things that maybe haven't happened in the timeline I would like. And so just getting out there, it was like I got this childlike faith, because it's like, oh my gosh, there's a rainbow. And I felt like it was like just a special show that God did just for me, and right there. But the most important part was it wouldn't have happened if I didn't turn 180 degrees and go back that way. If I even turned halfway and just kind of walked in the house, I might have missed it, to be honest with you, because the trees, all the things, I might have missed it. But I made a 180 pivot. So I just feel like there's some pivots going on in people's lives. And just remember, like, that is a perfect, amazing example that I pivoted and saw this spectacular show. But I feel like that's what the Lord is doing. And we have to be willing to shift, move, pivot, and then shift into what God is calling us into in this season, in all of the life things that happen that are unexpected. So then this morning I woke up and I put a different pair of contacts in. Well, it turns out these are my old ones that I think I must have put the contact back in, and it might have partially already been broken. Yeah, not so smart. Probably shouldn't say that. But anyway, it was challenging because my eyes weeping. I literally had to just keep sailing in and close my eyes and do nothing but be still. If you've ever gotten a contact stuck, especially if it breaks, the more that you move around, you have to literally, I've learned it because I've had this happen before, and you just have to wait and you go flush your eye out again, and you sit and you tug on your lashes, and lo and behold, probably about an hour later, yes, an hour later, when you're supposed to be working, an hour seems like a really long time. But I feel like, again, a reminder from God that he's saying, rest in him, trust him, and he has you. Now, the third part is, our neighbor had made us this really great wheat berries grinded, and it was sourdough starter. And he shared about it with us. And Dan decided that would be a really healthy new alternative for us to try to get. It's called heritage wheat. You'll have to do the research, but it was created way back before 1950. It's kind of the good wheat anyway. They have this 100-year-old sourdough. They freeze dry and send it to you to start your own sourdough starter. Well, I have to tell you, and anybody that knows me, I'm actually I wouldn't say like a bread baker, but I am definitely, like, I've been known, I make my grandma's fudge. I have totally made dough many times when I make my grandma's kraut burgers. I'm up for a challenge. I'm always creating things. But this has kind of intimidated me. It made me feel really uncomfortable. I waited to even start the starter because you have to measure in grams. And I don't know how to figure out. Yeah, I don't know how to figure out how to measure it in grams. So it has intimidated me for almost a week before I even started. And it was a 4-day process. And now today is day 5, and you're supposed to start it. And I'm using this special wheat flour, which it sent a certain recipe to us, but it says that you're supposed to use one of their other blends, not the wheat flour. But I just say that because God's brought all the resources. There's a gal I follow, and she happened to do a sourdough starter full recipe. It was her goal for this year to learn how to make sourdough bread and all the breads. My neighbor is awesome resource, the one who did it. And he's like, oh, don't worry about that. Oh, just use this. So I feel like we're in a midst of a pivot, a shift. Things are going to feel awkward, but God is going to bring the people and bring the things and bring the tools you need. So I haven't made it yet because evidently it's like a 4-step process. So they suggest to actually make it in the evening so then it can sit and rise for like 7 to 12 hours while you sleep. And then you've got to do some stuff. Then you put it in the refrigerator, and then I'm going to bake it tomorrow. So I'll keep you posted. But I just felt like in those 3 things that the Lord was just reminding me of how important it is to sometimes be still and know that he is God, like my contact. It's out now, though. Yahoo. I definitely scratched my little eyeball, though. It's out. And the pivot, had I not pivoted, I would not have seen this amazing rainbow that still makes me smile. Just to think, wow. I mean, it was so close. Like, at my house that I've been here for 22 years, my husband's been here longer, I've never seen a rainbow that close before. And so I just felt like it was even God reminding me that the promises that I've been standing on, the things that he spoke to me, that they're really close. So I hope those encourage you. I've got to run. I'm 3 minutes late, but Lord, we just thank you for every person watching. And drop in here, guys. If you're standing on a promise, if you feel like you're in that awkward place like I am with making sourdough bread, like literally I'm like, okay, well, Dan got all the kit, but I'm afraid. What if I mess it up? But as I've been listening, people are just like, it's okay. It's still, like, I've seen some people that it didn't look beautiful on the outside, but still tasted good. And then they learned something from it. So I'm like, so you might be in that uncomfortable doing something really out of your comfort zone. So we just bless you all, and let me know where you're at and what's God speaking to you? Is there anything he's showing you? Drop it in here. Blessings, my friend. God, I just thank you for just blessing every single person for whatever part of this message that you wanted them to get, to just bring motivation to their Monday, to their week, to the rest of this month, Lord, to next month, to their year, to help them to continue to know that you are in everything. God, I thank you for encounters for all my friends, for new ways that they're going to look at things and go, oh my gosh, God, you're speaking to me. And they're going to write it out. And you want to be as real to them as you are to me. So we bless you all in God's mighty name. Amen.